Hello and welcome to today's lesson on finding compound probability using tree diagrams. For today's lesson, you're going to want to have your math notebook and a pen or a pencil. If you need to go gather up your materials, please pause the video at this time, gather up what you need, and then hit resume as soon as you're ready. As you recall, our last lesson was finding compound probability using an array. Today we're going to be using a different tool called a tree diagram to find compound probability. A tree diagram is a tool that allows us to calculate the number of possible outcomes of an event, as well as list those possible outcomes in an organized way. We can then use that list or diagram in order to help us find probabilities of events. You can see an example of a tree diagram at the bottom right corner of this screen. We're going to jump right into an example problem. Stacy has a spinner and a number cube. After spinning and rolling the number cube, she will add the two numbers. What is the probability that the sum of the numbers from the spinner and the number cube will be equal to 3 or 4? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So one thing you need to know about making tree diagrams is that the result, the actual diagram, gets larger as you go. It literally branches out, and that's why it's called a tree diagram. So we do need to identify the different events that are happening in this compound probability problem. And in this case, the two events that we have are spinning a spinner and rolling a number cube. Okay, we're going to start up here at the top. And I always like to record what those outcomes, what the events are along the side. So our first event is spinning a spinner. And the things that can happen when we spin that spinner are Stacy could land on a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4. Now, I am giving myself quite a bit of space in between my numbers, because a tree diagram does tend to branch out and get wider as we go. Okay, our next event is rolling a number cube. So I'm going to write that over here on the side, rolling a die. And we know that when we roll a die, there are 6 things that can happen. We could land on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Now, if Stacy spins a 1 and then rolls, there are 6 things that can happen if she rolls a 1. She could get, if she spins a 1, she could get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. Same thing if she spins the spinner and lands on 2, she could still roll a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. If she lands on 3 on the spinner, the die still could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And same thing with 4. Okay, now, always a wise thing to list your outcomes. And we also need to remember that in this problem, we are looking for the probability that the sum of the numbers from the spin and the die will be 3 or 4. So we are going to have to add these together. So possible outcomes. Spinner could be a 1, die could be a 1, giving me a sum of 2. Spinner could be a 1, die could be a 2, giving me a sum of 3. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and list all of the options. Oops, 1 plus 6 equals 7. Let me move that up so you can see. At this time, please pause the video. Go ahead and record all of the possible outcomes with their sum directly next to it, and then resume the video. All right, here are all of our possible outcomes with their sum directly to the right. Remember that we are looking for the probability that the sum will be 3 or 4. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and look for all of the sums that are 3 or 4, and I'm just circling them. And it looks like that's all we have. So up here I'm going to record the probability that the sum is 3 or 4. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways that can happen out of 6 times 4, 24 possible outcomes altogether. All right, let's take a look at a second problem. In this problem, Kelly is picking out an outfit to wear to her best friend's birthday party. She's narrowed down her choices to either a black t-shirt or a striped sweater for her shirt options. For pants, she's thinking khakis, blue jeans, black leggings, or gray joggers. What we're going to do is try to find out how many outfits or outcomes are possible. Then, what is the probability that Kelly will pick a sweater? Then, what is the probability that Kelly will choose khakis? And last but not least, what is the probability that Kelly will choose the black t-shirt with the gray joggers? Okay, the first thing we're going to do is figure out what are the 2 or 3, how many events are happening in this problem, and we're going to record those on the side. So her first event is that she's going to be picking out a shirt. Okay, and her shirt choices are the black t-shirt or the striped sweater. Okay, I am going to just connect that up to the top at the beginning. And she also has to choose some pants. So her pants options are khakis, blue jeans, leggings, or joggers. Now, if she chooses the black t-shirt, she could still pick any of those pants options. So underneath black t-shirt, I will list all 4 of those options. Now, if she chooses the sweater instead, she still has those same 4 options. Okay, khakis, blue jeans, leggings, or joggers. Okay, which means that her outcomes, or I guess in this case, outfits, she will have the black t-shirt with khakis. She could have the t-shirt with blue jeans, t-shirt with leggings, and t-shirt with joggers. Okay, she could also have the sweater with khakis, sweater with blue jeans, sweater with leggings, or sweater with jogger. Okay, our first question is how many outfits are possible? So we can see she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that first question, there are 8 possible outcomes or outfits, like I said. And then part B says, what is the probability that she will choose the sweater? Okay, so the sweater is going to be all of these. So the probability of the sweater is 4 out of 8, which equals 1/2. Okay, the probability, part C says, what's the probability she's going to choose khakis? This outfit had khakis, and this outfit had khakis. So the probability of khakis is equal to 2 out of 8, or 1/4. Now, last but not least, what is the probability that Kelly's going to choose the black t-shirt with the gray joggers? Okay, so the black t-shirt with the gray joggers, there's only one way that can happen, and that is right here. So probability of that particular outfit, t-shirt with joggers, is equal to 1/8. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think you've got enough to get you started. Good luck on today's homework.